everyone, and welcome. We are so incredibly excited for tonight's festivities. Hello, my name is Dr. Christina Madison, and I am joined here by the one and only
Willie Garrett from KMTV, Channel 13 Action News. I'm happy to be here as well. And how gorgeous does she look? How handsome do I look?
So handsome.
We're doing okay right now. This is it. But we're more excited. Why? Because we're here to celebrate Vulnerable Innocence, one of the best movies that's coming out right now.
Absolutely. You know, my work over the past 4 years with the BE A SHERO Foundation has been some of the most meaningful work that I have done in my professional life. And I'll tell you, understanding why we need more knowledge and experience and really just giving more attention to this problem is so incredible. And Willie, tell us a little bit more about how you got involved with BE A SHERO Foundation and what your connection is, because we love it when the men get involved.
Yeah.
This is an organization to help vulnerable women and girls, but we need that allyship. We need our strong, powerful men.
No, I don't have a muscle. But one of the things that the real big reason why this is near and dear to my heart is because I love the city of Las Vegas, and it's got the beautiful glitz and glamour and the entertainment and everything like that, but it also has, unfortunately, a dark side. And some of that dark side comes with sex trafficking, the exploitation of young women, and that's some of the things that we really need to bring to the light because it's very important. We're so proud of this city. We've got a lot of people who are behind efforts like this, and that's why it's near and dear to me as well. But anyway, we're here to celebrate one of the catalysts when it comes to bringing this to the forefront with a beautiful movie, and I can't wait to see it.
Me either, and not to mention the fact that how incredible is it that we get a chance to co-host this fantastic red carpet and really get to know some of these incredible people that are doing the meaningful work around getting these individuals the help that they need.
Yeah, and I tell you what, how exciting is, I tell you what we're going to do. We're actually going to bring up the person who's written, produced, and directed this movie.
I'm so excited to finally meet you in person.
Oh, thank you.
We met via Zoom probably about a year and a half ago.
Yes,
and
that's right.
I'm so happy to see you here. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Should I be one of those normal hosts that asks, who are you wearing?
Who am I wearing?
Who are you wearing?
I really don't know.
That's okay. Either way, you look fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
it's a pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about some of the inspiration behind this movie and where you came from that.
Okay, I have a family member that was a victim of child pornography at the age of 4 by neighbors. And she lived her life to the fullest, but she was killed by a drunk driver at the age of 22. And after that, I decided to use my computer science background and develop something that would protect children from online predators. And it's my theory of digital supervision.
Incredible. I mean, thank you first and foremost for telling us that story, because I think the power of storytelling and making that connection, it really makes it real. Because, as Willie said, this city has a dark side, and if you're blind to it and don't know anyone personally, it does make it more difficult to really see that there is a problem.
Yes, that's right. And I focus on the online predation, and I call it digital sex trafficking of our precious children. And we need to protect them. They are the most independent generation in the history of the world, and we have to start digitizing what we're doing with our children.
We've got a host of people here who come to watch your movie. What do you hope that they will take home after watching this?
I'm hoping that everyone will realize that digitizing our parenting and professional skills is very important. And my hope is that all parents around the world will start practicing digital supervision. I've made it very user-friendly, very inexpensive, and it is very necessary.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing. If people want to find out more about your work, where can they find you? Where can they get in contact with you if they want to learn more about your efforts, other than, of course, seeing the movie tonight?
Right. I have information at cdoke-gebauer.com, and the easier one is vulnerableinnocence.co.
One last question, if there's one thing that people at home can do because they're not here to watch the movie, what is one thing that someone at home can do to help with the effort of sexual trafficking, child exploitation? What do you think that somebody at home could do?
I think everyone needs to have an awareness, and the amount of speaking I've done worldwide, that awareness is not there. A lot of people are ignoring the issues. Our children need us more than they have in the history of the world. And we have to start realizing our traditional parenting has to be digitized.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited to talk to the Kimberly Miles, the founder of the BE A SHERO Foundation. And I'm so happy to talk with both of you guys today about how this collaboration, how this marriage, how this synergy, how this beautiful light came to be.
Well, I immediately attracted with Charlene because she was doing the work out there on the internet side that we hadn't touched base on, even though we were fully aware of it in the malls and the connecting of children at schools. We knew about the internet trafficking, but we actually met at a gala, and she started telling me her studies, her book. She just engaged me with her knowledge and the resource that we had, even collaborating between Canada and the United States.
That's right. It's international.
It is international. I was so impressed with her because of the situation that happened in her family, as me being a survivor, turned thriver, then advocate, and with what's happened in Charlene's family, which became an advocate for change. So she has put in so much money, so much time. We had so many synergies together.
Yeah.
And we have kept in touch the entire time through coronavirus. So with all of those things happening, it was such a natural fit.
Yeah.
So she had asked me to get involved with the documentary as one of the experiences. We did it remote in a really tough and uncomfortable time. And I just was so impressed by the work she did. She had asked me to sit on her board. She, in return, joined the advisory board of the BE A SHERO Foundation. And it's what we've always said about partnership and collaboration. This is not something we're going to be able to do alone. We have to create the masses to lock arms. We have to create that awareness at such a higher level of energy. And I am humbled to be able to stand next to Charlene.
Well, I have to say that Kimberly and I have hit it off huge. We live by the same page. Solidarity without borders for the sake of our children.
That's right.
There's obviously a connection between both of you and your partnership. How does that make you feel when you see so many people show up for something that you both have created like this?
Oh my God, I feel amazing. This is what I do it for, is to uplift and inspire others and empower our girls. And so when we can take our two crafts together with my opportunity of engaging people and her fact checks and resources, that makes a perfect fit.
And one last question. What could other organizations do to help to do something like this? What can an organization do to get behind something that Shero's doing, that your movie is doing?
Well, I think boldly elevating awareness, number one, but two, we need more money for the cause. We are dealing with a multi-billion-dollar business in sex trafficking of children and pedophilia. This has to stop. It's happening in businesses, medical fields, entrepreneurism, law enforcement. We have to stop and look, engage, raise money, and then put the resources all in one bucket without duplication, Willie.
And you feel the same way about that, correct?
I do. I think people need to have their hearts where their children are. And I call them our children. It's our children. All children are affected by this. All children matter. And we have to start realizing that. We do.
Again, I really want to affirm and acknowledge the work that you've done, that you are currently doing and will continue to do in this space. And you two together are the epitome of resilience and perseverance. So thank you. Thank you for the work that you're doing. The fact that you were able to do all of this in the middle of a pandemic, I'm gonna go with, yeah, we are great. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to introduce the incredible Holly Dowling, who was also very involved in the production of this movie and is so involved with the cause, international speaker extraordinaire. Obviously, I'll let her tell you a little bit more about herself and her involvement with BE A SHERO Foundation as well. But thank you so much for being here today, and I just really want to, give you my most gratitude and thanks for the work that you're doing and the impact that you're making and all of the things that you've been able to do with the platform that you have.
Thank you, Dr. Christina, and I cannot believe I'm finally meeting you in person. This is a real treat and a joy, and it has been an honor and a privilege to be involved in this entire journey. Very dear friend who I get the honor of introducing tonight, whose also heart's passion has been about creating awareness and education to bring this horrific crime that's happening all over the world,
Yes.
and help parents, educators, guardians, anybody out there. It doesn't even matter. We all are human beings and we have influence on children. So because of this woman and all of you and the foundation and what you're doing, I'm honored to be here. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, the BE A SHERO Foundation, we're now 6 going into our 7th year, but the work that we're doing and the work that you guys have been involved in, it's really just the tip of the iceberg. And I know that there are more people out there that want to be involved and want to make an impact, but maybe aren't necessarily able to financially, but still want to bring awareness. What are some of the ways that people can just, promote acknowledgement and, awareness around sex trafficking, human trafficking, child endangerment, the digital experience that our children are involved in? And fortunately, like even my 4- and 6-year-old have a screen, and I'm still dealing with, having to put those, what you call, digital barriers up for us, because it's a protection, right? We need to protect all of our children.
Honestly, and I would hand it over and have Charlene even elaborate, but I would say just the work that I've been involved with, it's about just becoming aware. This is not about, oh, we don't have our phones at dinner. So many families, I think, feel that's the solve, just don't have your kids on a phone at dinner, or don't have, and it's way beyond that, right? And I think watching this movie, Vulnerable Innocence, will wake you up. It's scary, it's startling, and that's kind of why we made it that way, to wake people up and realize this can happen to your child or a human being anywhere. So I think it's about what we're doing right now, right? Spreading awareness, showing tools, giving people the opportunity to say, listen, and sharing it with other people. Would you add anything to that?
I think the biggest clue here is education of parents and application of what they've learned. And the biggest thing is word of mouth.
Obviously, you both seen the movie. Without giving anything away, what is something that in the movie that really touched this problem that you're hoping people will see?
Well, thank you for giving me that one, because because when she asked me to host it, and we were filming this, and I have to say, it's going to blow your mind. This isn't some fluffy Hollywood movie. This is a movie that tells the truth. This is a truth-telling documentary, and it's meant to scare you. But when Charlene would say, I just need you to do that thing that you do, and she said, here's the next one you're going to introduce, and I would close my eyes, and I would begin picturing this story evolving. And I will tell you, there is so many stories right now, but there's the ones that are those innocent, beautiful victims whose parents innocently, I want the world to know this isn't because you're a bad parent. And I don't think that's what this is about. We all parent with good intention. It's about understand how easily somebody can slip right into your child's world and just have a heightened awareness and be aware of those things we can do. So there's not one story, but I'm going to cry watching it again. So just prepare ourselves. It's going to startle you.
Wow. Oh, we're waiting with bated breath. Thank you so much again, ladies, and we are so happy to have you in the flesh, in person, and again, thank you for the work that you're doing. We're so incredibly lucky to have you. Charlene, it looks like we've got a few more stars of the movie. Do you mind telling us who these lovely gentlemen are and the role that they play in the documentary today?
I'm very pleased to introduce Arpad Andrew Horvath. He is our casting director, and he also plays the Predator in the film. And we have Jeremy Spence. He's our police consultant and talks about policing and how he has worked with the FBI, Homeland Security, and Interpol as far as child exploitation is concerned on the internet through his investigations.
Wow. Gentlemen, can you just tell us a little bit how you got involved in this kind of work? Obviously law enforcement and then being on the production side as well as acting. Can you tell us like what brought you to this moment? Because it's a very sensitive topic, and again, we don't typically see a lot of men involved in this space, and so we appreciate your allyship. Thank you so much. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved?
Well, I met Charlene years ago and I did a short stage production, and I thought it was a really good cause, as it benefits everybody. And then years later I went to talk to her, and she messaged me back and said, I want to talk to you. And it just sort of snowballed from there. It got bigger and bigger. And I just eternally thank this woman for everything. I do. Thank you. I love you to death. Thank you very much.
And would you like to talk a little bit about how you got involved?
Well, Charlene and I go back probably about 20 or 15 years maybe, and she was reaching out to some police people that do child exploitation investigations, and I got the call one day, and I met her in London, Ontario, in Canada, and actually gave her a presentation, and we actually moved on from there, and it's history. Like we've been partners ever since. She comes to me with many questions, we help each other, and I think what she's doing is amazing.